Michelle's Minute Time. Hey, welcome back to Michelle's Minutes, that short little video where I dish out a ton of tips so that you can get cooking right now. And I was getting all psyched up to make this video, got my healthy recipe all ready for you, and I was feeling so freaking tired, like beyond normal amounts of tired, like cannot even get up off the couch tired. And whenever I feel that tired, I know I usually have a little bit of adrenal fatigue. That's right, I know what you may be thinking. I am not perfect. You may be shocked because I know I appear perfect in everything I do. I make these YouTube videos so that we can be on this health journey together. I still experience these health complications from time to time, and the great part is our bodies are our greatest teachers. I can share about them with you, you can share about them with me, we can help each other feel well, and that, my friends, is the beauty of the interweb. So let me back up for a minute. Adrenal fatigue, what the flip is that? So we all have two adrenal glands. They are kind of located in our back by our kidneys. And what these do, in combination with two other glands, the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands, they work together to control a flow of hormones throughout our body. One of them is the most common that you've probably heard of, cortisol. Now, cortisol is known as the stress hormone. Millions of years ago, when the cavemen were hunting and gathering, they had this hormone in there called cortisol. And cortisol was released anytime there was a threat to their bodies or their environment. This was the survival hormone, the fight or flight hormone. And to this day, cortisol is still released by our bodies anytime we are emotionally, spiritually, or physically stressed. Is cortisol bad? Hell no! We all have cortisol in our bodies, and it is normal for cortisol to be released in healthy amounts. The problem is when there is an imbalance. So this will happen anytime we are really sick. For instance, I just fought a nasty sinus infection and my body was working extra hard to get myself healthy. That's one instance where adrenal fatigue can follow shortly thereafter. Also, if you are working your butt off, which I have been doing, guilty, working night and day, not getting enough sleep, feeling like your lifeline is your cup of coffee, that's a sign you may have adrenal fatigue. Some other signs that you may have adrenal fatigue, you may be hitting the snooze about 25 times, and you know I'm talking to you, where it is just so hard to wake up, you've slept maybe 8-10 hours, and you can't physically get out of bed without coffee. You hit the 4 o'clock slump and you can't go on with your day without more caffeine. You may have a ton of problems dealing with stress, whether that's emotional or physical. I know firsthand I am horrible at dealing with stress, but anytime my immune system is compromised or I'm experiencing a little adrenal fatigue, stress is like, what? Other signs may be depression, irritability, and craving salty and sweet foods. In general, whenever we're craving something, that just means our body is experiencing a little bit of an imbalance. So our bodies are working overtime, extra cortisol, trying to save ourselves from dying, and really we're just all out of whack and we can't get ourselves together. Do not fret! There are easy ways to help yourself if you are experiencing adrenal fatigue. The first is make sure you're getting some really high quality sleep. You want to make sure you're going to bed on time, you have blackout curtains, you're setting your alarm for a reasonable hour, and you are uninterrupted in that sleep. If you want a tip, go out and buy a real alarm clock. I know what you may be thinking, they still exist. Go buy a real alarm clock, leave your phone out in the living room. Next up, you want to drink a lot of high quality water. So your filtered water, purified water, you want to flush out all that extra cortisol. So I'm just gonna say it, you want to sweat it, pee it, and poop it, and water is gonna help you do it. You want to make sure you're eating a diet full of healthy, balanced nutrients, so lots of leafy greens, healthy fats, protein, and fiber. Again, that's going to help you with excretion and your digestive health. It's going to overall make you feel better. And you want to try and limit your caffeine. I know some of you are really married to that cup of tea in the morning or 1 cup of coffee right when you wake up. I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that you may want to watch and maybe only have 1 every day or 1 every other day. The less caffeine you drink, the faster on the road to recovery you'll be. And there are also some really tasty foods. For starters, we have bone broth. I've talked about it before. Bone broth is super duper healing for so many different things, and this is one of the main things that you can eat to support your adrenal health. It's gonna help restore your gut lining and just overall help you excrete anything that is not serving you, aka extra cortisol. You can also get some collagen and make some homemade gummies. I have a recipe from a few months back and I'm gonna link it in the comments so you can try it. There's also fermented drinks like your KEFIRs and kombuchas. This is super yummy and health supportive as well, and it's gonna help balance everything out. And last but not least, my favorite, sea vegetables. This is the bomb. I am obsessed with sea vegetables. I've always loved that salty umami flavor. It just kind of brings something to my diet that no other foods can. And right now it is super easy and accessible to get sea vegetables into your diet. Sushi has become so popular. So whenever you eat sushi rolls and it's wrapped in nori, super health supportive. There's also a million other varieties of sea vegetables, and you want to up your sea veg if you are experiencing any kind of adrenal fatigue, fertility issues, hormone imbalances, or thyroid conditions. This is going to be your saving grace. One of the biggest hurdles that I overcame when I was learning to cook in my kitchen was actually preparing my own sea vegetables. I love eating sushi out. It was super easy for me to feel good about eating sushi rolls because I was getting my nori, but there was something about taking that extra step of buying the sea vegetables and preparing a dish at home. It just felt weird. So I am here to take that weird out of your kitchen. I have the easiest wakame and cucumber salad recipe for you. It is super easy to make a batch of this, munch on it all week long, and within just a few short days, I guarantee you will be feeling amazing. Let's make it.
Here's what we need for this recipe. 2 handfuls of dried wakame. We're going to use 4 Persian cucumbers, a high quality sea salt. We're also going to use a tablespoon of rice vinegar, sesame oil, tamari, and a splash of honey. We've got some sesame seeds, yum, and some filtered water. So the first thing that we're going to do is empty those handfuls of wakame into a bowl with the filtered water and let it soak for a timer of 15 minutes. Then we're going to get our cukes ready. I'm using Persian cucumbers. You can use any kind that you like, but this one is extra yummy. I'm going to cut the ends off. I'm going to peel it like so to make it look really fancy. And you're noticing that I'm going to do every step all at once. So first I cut off the ends of all the cukes. Then I peel all the cukes. Then I'm going to cut it in half for all the cukes. And this is just going to help me be really fast, really efficient, and get things moving. Then I'm going to thinly slice them into half moons. If you have a mandolin, this would be a perfect time to use it. But for all of you ladies out there with a basic kitchen, I'm showing you the basic way of slicing a cucumber. Wow, I am fast! Then, once you're done slicing the cukes, you are going to add all of those pretty slices into a colander. That's one of those bowls with the little holes on the bottom. And then you are going to generously, and I say generously, sea salt all over those cukes. Use your hands, get right in there, give it a toss, and all of that salt is basically going to get the water from the cucumbers to extract and fall through the holes in the colander. Place it in the sink with a heavy object on top. Then you're going to make your dressing. You're going to add your sesame oil, your tamari, and your brown rice vinegar. A little touch of honey. Use your finger, get it all out, and then give it a little whisk. Watching your sugar? Don't worry, leave the honey out. It'll taste just as good. When you're done whisking, set it aside for later. All of that soaking wakame, it has soaked up every last ounce of that water. So what you're gonna do is squeeze out all of the excess water content and lay it out on your cutting board. Go through the entire bowl, get all that water out, and then there are some bigger pieces that are going to be kind of hard to chew, so you want to just go through and chop all of that goodness up into uniform bite-sized pieces. Then you're going to add all of that yummy, health-supportive wakame to a clean bowl. Grab your drained cucumber, mix it right in there, and you're going to mix it all up. Oh, but wait, let's not forget my favorite part. Some sesame seeds. This is going to add a lot of texture and yummy flavor and crunch. It's going to be so good. And let's not forget that yummy dressing. Pour it all over the entire bowl. Grab some tongs, give it a toss, and this is actually going to marinate and taste better in the fridge over time. It's going to last 3 to 4 days, so the longer that it sits, the better it's going to taste. But I gotta be honest, I can't really wait any longer. I'm going to dish myself a bowl. I'm going to garnish with some more sesame seeds, and I am ready for snack time. Let's dig in.
Whew, that was fun, but I am pooped and I'm gonna take some of my own advice and get some rest. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Let me know in the comments below how the recipe went for you, or if you have any questions. I can't wait to hear from you. I want to know if you're struggling with adrenal fatigue. Tell me, what have you been experiencing? I want to know if you have any tips or questions about this. We are in it together and I want to hear from you. So without further ado, I'm going to kick my feet up, relax, and I'll see you next time.
You son of a gun, son of a gun, son of a gun. You son of a gun.